So if I'm honestly speaking, once all the popularity and stuff that came out about Aerie happened, I didn't really ever try Comet on support. Furthermore, because I was really just playing a lot of AD carry, trying to figure out AD carry stuff to talk about on this channel, like with Jinx specifically for the Jinx videos, etc. Well, finally I've been getting around to trying to play other roles and seeing how that works, and I decided to use Comet anyway on certain supports, two in particular, Varus and Xerath. Xerath is one of the biggest ones that I've heard that is actually the most successful with Comet, but I think there's an underlying thing with both these champions when I tried them out that dictated whether Comet was very successful or not. One of them being, probably the biggest for me, is do they have some sort of slow already in their kit that makes Comet easier to land? Of course, you could try poking with both those champions with their Q, and the Comet could probably still hit anyway, still do a bunch of damage on top of their Q, but it's a lot easier to hit and then a lot easier to follow up on the damage that you could also provide once you have other levels, if you can slow them as well. For example, if you hit someone with the Xerath stun orb first, and then that procs Comet, and while that's happening, then you're firing your Q and your W for harass, because remember, you're the support, so you don't necessarily need to get the kill, you just want to poke them down or chunk them down so your AD carry can get the kill. Though, on a side note, if you are getting the kill on like these two champions, for example, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, because these champions can potentially carry once they get some items and gold themselves, of course, but ultimately, the thing that I realize is it's a slow thing more so than a champion thing too. Not saying that Xerath isn't one of the best Comet users, but if you're someone that's like, oh, I want to try, like, say, Draven support with Comet, well, here's the thing, it can actually work with his axes when you throw him and knock people to the side, and that slows them. But honestly, if everything's going as expected, Draven is probably running it down mid because he didn't ward, and it's somehow your fault he died because you were in proximity, but that's a video for another time. Nonetheless, any champion that you want to play in the support role, like let's say you're just not good at support still, or you've been avoiding support and you're getting autofill to support sometimes, and you have a certain champion you want to try down there, like maybe it's normal, it's a blind pick, it's nothing serious anyway, so you want to just practice it. Well, if they have a slow, prioritize maybe using that to land Comet if you're having trouble landing it with poke. Otherwise, some of the best Comet champions are, of course, Xerath. Miss Fortune comes to mind as well. That's the funny story, I guess, about the Xerath on the Varus on a side note. I actually wanted to pick Miss Fortune, misclicked on Varus because I was messing around with my runes for too long, forgot to lock in. And it ended up working out though, again, because his E does slow. So what you do is you land the E to slow them, get the Comet proc, and then harass them with the Q. I probably built him wrong. Someone that actually plays maybe Varus support could have told me a better build. I went Ancient Coin so that way I could get mana back when I was spamming Qs as well, and then I just did that straight into lethality items. So, you know, there's that. But in general, I think the thing about Comet is it's not looked at as very powerful compared to Aerie right now. And that might be actually true, because of the way that one works in particular, the way it's a guaranteed hit, and Comet can be dodged, and the fact when it comes to playing against Comet, you can start boots if you're someone that's very immobile in the bottom lane, for example, or even the mid lane, wherever. If you don't think you can dodge Comet because your champion is just too slow, you can start, your starting item could just be boots and like 4 pots, or you don't even buy pots, you buy 1 pot and you sit on the rest of the gold as to, you know, more gold towards the next item that you're going to actually build, or if you have to back early, then you already have 150 gold in your pocket. Whatever the case is, what I'm trying to say here though is some people use that as a way to move out of the way of Comet if you're using it on just a poke ability. So in playing these couple of games, what I've noticed is if they were slowed first by something, Comet would guaranteed land. And I know that's kind of obvious, right? Like at this point it's like, well, isn't that kind of a no duh? Why are you making a whole video on this? I guess because I think Comet is gonna start coming back, at least in some capacity. We made a video the other day about the bot lane meta, for example, seems like it's going to be lethality and or poke. So if you're going to have a lot of lethality and poke, which you're going to need from your support champions, if they're going to be taking it, you know, in any case, they're not Leona or something hard engage, some sort of slow. Because then that will help you, A, land your poke, B, if you decide to go Comet for some reason in the AD carry role, land your Comet as well. And it just makes for maybe an easier landing phase all around, and a preseason that's still a bit chaotic and might be a little hard to figure out. Who knows? I surely don't. I'm just kind of making this video off of things that I have been experimenting with and might help you. It might not help you, and this video might have been completely useless to you whatsoever, in which case, well, I apologize for that. But I thought I'd make a video about that. I'm going to try more experimenting with more things see what does and doesn't work, see if snares work, because I haven't tried Jinx support yet, but I'm kind of curious, like Zap, another champion, that's a slow, so if you land Zap, it's going to slow, the Comet's going to hit. Again, because you are in the support role, you're probably not going to be hard carrying as hard as you would be if you were playing things like Varus, and Xerath, and Draven, and Jinx, and Misfortune even, whatever, in their more carry roles. But again, it might be a comfort thing. Maybe these are just the only champions you can really play, and if you get in the support role, this is what you want to play. Well, here's maybe how you make it work. So, short video, I know. Thank you for watching, though, if you did. Feel free in the comment section down below to explain some other Comet using champions that you found success with and just like playing for whatever reason. But I don't know which video will be next, because life be quite a mess. So until this time, take care. From the Fire Gradai FS, thank you for watching.